So it's been a few days now since that blind unboxing, and I've spent a lot of time with this watch, videoing, photographing, taking pictures, and wearing it a little bit here and there. And mate, I'm deeply impressed with this watch. Not so much the strap, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but the actual head of the watch, the form of the watch, the design of the watch. And actually, my friend whose watch this is coming to collect this in about 15 minutes from the time of this recording. I'm actually going to get him, I'm going to ask him to record some stuff about this watch and what he likes about it, what made him buy it, and some of the more intricate details of it that kind of he studied before he, gave his money away to the man that sold it to him. Let me talk to you about this strap. Now, I get it, what they're trying to do, man. This kind of dark carbon infused case and the blue, and you've got a really dark blue, you've got the black of the carbon, you've got that little red tip there, and you've got a little red tip here, and it is good looking. That buckle on the end there, mate, it's really nice. But my feeling on this is not that it's bad on your wrist, because it isn't. It's just I don't think it's going to last. Already I feel like bits of fraying, and I just think that Tudor could have put keep the same design, but something a little bit beefier, something with a little bit more durability. So I have not actually worn it on this strap outside of this studio for fear of damaging it or in some way, bringing harm to that fragile strap. I got this strap. I think this is actually old Bark and Jack free plug strap. And it's not perfect color-wise, but it works for me. I threw it on this, wore it the other day, and I was like, mate, that looks really nice. So there are a few different ways you can mix this watch up, and it does actually take on quite a different kind of look, depending on, smash it up, depending on what NATO or single pass or whatever you throw it on. This here is kind of a deep grey, sort of olivey sort of grey. And I think, for my money, I think that looks delicious. I've also got a very military green strap. I've had it on that, and it looks really good on there. But I think, for my money, a NATO suits this. And it trying to be maybe a rugged sportsman, athlete, sort of race, like boat racing watch, I thought it would have been better. My fear is that this would actually, over time, break, and then you'd sort of be in trouble. I think my friend's actually not going to keep it on this. I think he's going to buy an additional one of these and keep this in the Shane pocket. I don't know, I didn't show you this, did I? In the Tudor box. Now, apparently this is just standard on all Pelagos boxes, but I don't believe so. I think they put this little chamber in at the back here, look, a little Shane pocket, because what you do, you take this, because it's really bad, and you kind of just hide it in there, and no one has to know that you ever had it, and you just put that box away, and you never look at that strap again, and you buy yourself a nice NATO. I looked on Amazon, different places, you get lovely blue straps with a little bit of red through here, or whatever you want. But anyway, this is a great watch. What do I love about the actual head of the watch? It is so legible. Now, that's a stupid thing to say, although I don't know if it is, because we get watches for a bunch of reasons, don't we? But hopefully, at least one of those reasons is to tell the goddamn time, right? To know what time it is. And at a glance, this thing is just so clear. That lovely chunky snowflake hand, that straight up no messing minute hand, those blocky blocks at each indice. It's just delightful. That matte blue dial, oh gosh, it's just, and I guess the AR coating, and just maybe it's just something about it. It's super legible, and I love that. I love this whole carbon infused situation. At first I was a bit put off by the fact that the crown was a different color to the case, but apparently that's because, there's reasons. My friend, like I say, my friend, when he comes along in a while, he'll talk through some of those reasons with us. But mate, I just like it. Would I pay the 3,000 or so pounds that it takes, I think 3,1, something like that, for this? Would I pay that? I think if I was in the market for a Tudor, this is definitely an attractive one. And I didn't realise I'd like Pelagos. I thought I'm more of a kind of black base sort of a guy. But this Pelagos, man, it's a situation, man. I like it, mate. Would I pay £3,000 if I was in that sort of market, had that sort of money? I don't think that's a bad way. There are worse ways to spend £3,000 on this level of watch. Like I say, man, it just kind of does it. It's free. I was about to say utilitarian, but I don't know if that's entirely true. Now, the loom on this bad boy, oh my gosh, the loom on this is serious. You nip out into the sun or into just basic daylight for a while, and then you come into your house, put your hand into a cupboard, mate. You think you reached in and pulled the sun out, mate. The loom is heavy. The loom is serious, man. We're going to do a bit of a loom test. I'm going to try and put another watch next to it that's also got a good loom. But yeah, put another watch next to it. How about 3 other watches? How about a Planet Ocean by Omega? How about an Explorer 2 by Rolex? How about a Black Bay Chrono by our friend Tudor? And here we have that Pelagos there, shining bright. Yeah, it's got the advantage of a loomed bezel insert, of course, but look at that blue, mate. It's like a blue sun. It's like a polar nuclear nightmare. I love this thing, man. And trust me, mate, this thing blasts and lasts. You can't tell. I filmed it on its own as well, but left a little red light in the room, and you know, it looks like it degrades a bit, but seriously, this thing's got some staying power, man. That Planet Ocean from the former shot, that up to this point was my greatest loom experience, but this thing, I tell you, it is something else. While I was doing these loom shots, the time came around for the watch to go home, back to its owner. He turned up. So I took the time just to kind of, hey man, let me sit down with you. Tell me a little bit about this watch, what you love about it, what made you buy it. Tell me what I'm missing. Yeah, and this is that conversation. So luckily in the studio, my friend, who I will not name for tax purposes, has come into the studio with armed guards outside just to collect these watches and have him delivered a bunch of other watches. And I just thought I'd take a minute. I won't use his name. Okay, we'll call him Jim. Jim. So Jim, right? Tell me about this watch, man. Jim, why this one?
So I've been thinking about Pelagos for a while. It just ticks a lot of boxes. I went and tried on the 39 titanium, but I felt it was too similar to the Planet Ocean. And then the day they announced this, I was just like, it just made sense. I love the blue. I love the splash of reds. The carbon case I thought was a really unique touch. The fixed lugs, and just loved it. So I was like, had to go for it.
And you were telling me something about the materials they use, the fact that they use, you know, this ceramic composite, and then they use something different on the crown. Because when I first picked this up, I was a bit bothered by this crown not colour matched. Yeah. But give me your take on that.
So
man.
The case is a carbon composite case, and it's supposed to be a similar type of material to what they actually make the racing yacht from. And then they're using titanium on the crown and the bezel because, again, it's super light and it's also used in the racing yacht. So the aim is really to say, actually, you know, we're linking it to the team we're sponsoring, obviously the Red Bull Lingy Racing. But I just thought, you know, it's different. I just love the look and the feel of it. And yeah, to be honest with you, it's the colour, mate. It's the colour for me.
The colour for like just black, blue, red, and white. Yeah, it pops, man. Yeah, it's a real. I was surprised, like having it on your wrist. You're like, oh, this is so nice. Yeah, and it's almost like because it's matte, it sticks out more. Yeah. You know, I'm so used to a watch shining and having facets, as you know, like you wearing a Christopher Ward, the 12. Yeah, it's just bling, 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 and this thing, nothing. No, gives you nothing. Blue Ninja. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of there, man. Yeah. What's your favourite thing about it? Is it that red?
I think it's the splash of red on the second hand. Yeah. I think it just and the little red Pelagos text. Yeah. You know, it kind of has that the red sub. Everyone talks about the red sub. Yeah. The vintage sub they made. Yeah. So it kind of has that
something.
Not in a wink to that. Yeah. But it's a new thing. It's its own thing. And yeah, man. I think also for the money. Yeah. I don't think
these are what 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, just over. Yeah. I don't think you can get Tudor. I think are doing amazing watches for the money. Yeah. And
no doubt
for the money for this, you know, what else can you get for that? For, you know, amazing diver with that sort of spec. Yeah. It's hard to find anything else, man. So
hard to argue with, man. Yeah. So while I've got you, what's next? You big watch guy.
We'll see, brother. See what we get a call from. We'll see what we get a call for.
Look at this. Yeah, okay, man. Thank you. Thanks for the watch.
Pleasure.
And I'll give this now to the guy with the Glock outside, and jump in the helicopter, and we'll see you at next watch.
Yep.
Next watch delivery.
Next time.
Cheers, bro.
Layers.
I love it. I love the simpleness. Even though there's a lot going on, in the sense there's a lot of marks on this watch. You know what I mean? There's lots of stuff written on it. It's very simple. It's blue or it's white or it's black. Just that dash of red, mate. I just love this watch. I really do. I got a lot of time for this watch. I didn't think I would have this much time. Anyway, this has been the Tudor Alinghi Racing Special Edition Pelagos, and I've been Rick Flapp, and this has been the ABC of EDC. If you can get one of these, I say get it, man. Oh, mate, it's nice. Anyway, that's it. Till next time, you take care. See you then. Later.